And hello once again from Mandelton Park for what is going to be a huge afternoon and evening of baseball here in Perth. We're in the northern suburbs of the capital. We're in Kingsway, the Wanneroo area, the home of the Wanneroo Giants. And we have got ourselves a huge game in prospect. It's not only the first semi-final of the 2026 Baseball WA Little League All-Star State Championship, it is also the first of the national qualifiers to see which of these two teams will punch the first ticket to the national titles and an opportunity to represent Australia in the forthcoming Little League World Series. And tonight, first of these matches sees the Wanneroo Giants take on the Eastern Phantoms. Now, they've been regular contenders over the last couple of years in the Little League All-Star State Championship. And these two teams finished second and third in their group respectively. The Giants were unbeaten in their group with 3 straight wins, while the Eastern Phantoms had a 2-1 record in the group stage. Both sides stacked with tremendous talent in pitching and in batting. Who's going to be the one with the greater edge? Well, you'll find out over the next 2 and a bit hours as the teams make their way onto the ground. Wanneroo Giants out on the field for the first time, and the Phantoms will be the first to step up to the plate. And the crowd really getting into it as well. And the Eastern Phantoms also getting a well-deserved round of applause from the contingent that has turned out here at Mandelton Park this evening. Phantoms topping Group B, the Giants topping Group A. Crowd certainly in the thick of things. Conditions rather cool tonight. Had a top of 23 degrees today here in the west. It's cooled down a bit. We're going to go down to 20 by night's end. At the end of the second game that we've got in store for you tonight. That is the second of the national qualifiers between the Central Firebirds and the Kareen Cats. By gee, isn't that one going to be a ripper? Leading the charge for Wanneroo, Cooper Webner is on the mound this evening. As we see Webner throw a couple of warm-up pitches to get himself prepared and ready for this vital game. Well, for the Phantoms, their only loss came to the Central Firebirds yesterday, and that was a 12-2 scoreline. And their previous 2 matches beforehand had big wins over Coastal Bay in a shutout 11-0. And Sun City felt the full force of the Phantoms 14-12 on Thursday. That being the opening match of Thursday's action here at Mandelton Park. For the Giants, meanwhile, of course, they went through unbeaten in their group, 3 wins from 3 starts. They easily accounted for Southern Hills 8-1, then thrashed the Southern Titans 13-0, a shutout. And they really put the hammer down on the Kareen Cats, 22-5. How's that for a scoreline? But here we are now. As the lead-off hitter for the Phantoms, Nicholas Rowland, is set to go. Making his first appearance at the box tonight. All stakes, high excitement. And the reward's certainly big for the winning team. The Giants and the Phantoms. Grand final spot and a Nationals ticket is up for grabs. Here we go. And we start with a strike. Wepner just taking a bit of pace off that one, forcing Rowland to have a bit of a glance. Rowland with a beautiful clean hit down to left field. And that gets the Phantoms going with a single. Beautiful timing by Rowland. Just getting that one past shortstop. And that is where Maxwell Stanton is situated. Unable to get that one into his reach. Jack McCoff is next up. He too, a very handy right-hand batsman. And he's going to face Wepner. Swing and a miss. More pace on that one this time. That's good thinking there from Wepner. He's a pretty good swinger, can hit off those fastballs. They just have a little pace off. This time, again, pace on. 0-2. It's really on early. 0-2 count for McCoff. He's at centre field tonight. Just drifting away. And a 1-2. Great to have your company. You're watching on the Baseball WA YouTube channel, as we have done throughout the long weekend of matches. McCoff hits one down the third baseline. A fumble from Capes. Can he recover in time to throw to second? He does. So a choice to throw to second, leave the leading runner short of his ground. And that is one down. Great thinking there by Bailey Capes. Only had about a second or two to think where he was going to go. Decided to take the attacking option and throw to second, and it was the right one to take in the end. Runner on first. And a thick edge. Foul territory there. So McCoff is at first. Next up is Darley Brewis, who is at right field tonight. Phantoms, they've been there, done that in recent years. The Little League All-Star Championship. They're looking to go to the grand final again and have another berth in the National Championship. An opportunity there to represent Australia in the Little League World Series. Of course, the Giants have done that in recent years. The Phantoms have done that in recent years, representing this great state of WA. 1-1 the count. Brewis, he's ready. That's a strike. Strike two. That's a grounder past shortstop, right down the centre. And there'll be runners on first and second. A single taken by Brewis to advance McCoff. So the Phantoms on song early as we see Lachlan Kendall, the first of the left-handers, taking to the diamond. Oh, he put plenty of power onto that line ball drive along first base, but just on the wrong side of the foul line. Didn't hit that one with some force. Got it in the right area, just mistimed it, unable to keep it in play. So 0-1 off the foul. Kendall facing. Oh, he's put plenty onto it. He's put plenty onto it. Oh, get the right bread and mustard out, Grabber. for the Eastern Phantoms. McCough and Brewis advance home, and Kendall also adding in himself into that equation. 3 runs. Three runs for the Phantoms. What a start at the top of the first. Three runs to nil. And the Phantoms started out in the best way possible. Grounder from Benwick. Out to second. It's going to be a tough play. But Burns, the man at second, not able to make a clean take of it. So there's now runners on first. And now Renwick. Strike. And a bit of a swing at that one, came up empty. Oh, 1-1. In fact, that's Oliver Duck, I should say. It's a foul behind the plate there. 0-2. That one's gone to the right-hand side. Past Bond, and Renwick will take his chance and get up to second. That was a close call. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Wepner's got him. Sent him back to the dugout. That's 2 down. Runner remains on second. Wepner. Got his first strikeout in 2/3 of the first inning. Here comes Archibald. Oscar Archibald, one of the EHs of the Phantoms side. Whoa, what a take from Wepner. Great return catch to end the innings. And as we head to the bottom of the first, the Phantoms lead 3, Giants 0. And welcome back to Mandelton Park. We're at the bottom of the first. This is the first semi-final of the Baseball WA Little League All-Star Championship, which also doubles as the first national qualifier of 2026 in the WA State Division. It's the Eastern Phantoms off to the fast start through one Lachlan Kendall, who struck a 3-run homer over right centre to the euphoric nature of this crowd, they really enjoyed that one. I don't think that'll be the last of the big runs that we see from either side tonight. Now the Giants, it's up to them to answer the challenge. The Phantoms have thrown the gauntlet at them and say, come at us. We're waiting for you to challenge. Maxwell Stanton is going to lead it off. He'll be facing Lachlan Kendall, who hit that 3-run homer earlier. Starts out the half volley, just kicking up a bit of dirt there. 1-0. Also, my first viewing of the new lights as well here at Mandelton Park. New lights being built for the Giants. Of course, that'll be started in the 26-27 State League season, so the Giants will be able to play some night games down here at Mandelton Park. They are some pretty good lights. I'll certainly see them in full effect in the second game of the National Qualifier bracket later tonight when the Firebirds take on the Kareen Cats. 3-0. Kendall starting out with 3 straight balls against Stanton. This time it's in the zone. 3-1. Again, he just goes a little loose there, does Kendall. And that allows Stanton to get a base on ball, so he'll walk to first. This will bring up Oliver Bond, starting catcher for the Wanneroo side. The grand final is on Monday night, the Easter Monday, the tail end of the long weekend. What a long weekend it has been. Great action here at Mandelton Park, the state championships, also the football as well. We're only just getting started. Just a little wide there of the zone, ball 1. Sinking low, but good enough. Strike 1. Just fading away to the inside corner. Bond positioned himself well to just get out of the way. 2-1. Again, that one kicked up the dirt. The dirt being kicked up again on that last pitch. It's 3-1. And he's just got to find a way to get right into that zone. And he does. Good response there by Lachlan Kendall. Can he keep it going? It's a full count now. He's got Bond back under pressure. Bond with a line ball down towards right, just over the line, and a foul. So that'll be a repeat of the full count pitch. (3-2) at the bottom of the first. Still no outs. Down low, and he's got him. He got him looking on that decisive pitch. And Kendall wins the battle against Bond. That's one down. There's a runner still on first. And second it is now. The runner on second. Maxwell Stanton. So next up is Potts. Oh, and that was one that went past a catcher in a flash. Stanton will get up to third. Big hit from Ponce. Didn't time it well enough, tagging the first plate, but allowing Stanton to advance home and to score for the Giants. They get one back. That's one that they needed. So that's 2 down. So 2 outs at the bottom of the first. Just too far inside, a little high there from Kendall. Facing Isaac Burns, ball 1. Burns starting at second today. Sinking to the dirt that last pitch. Yeah, that was a bit of a line ball there. It looked close. Three and 0. That's 4. Ball 4 means a walk for Burns. And now here comes the Giants pitcher, Cooper Wepner. This will be a good battle. Will Wepner get a bit of retribution after having a 3-run homer hit on him by Lachlan Kendall a little earlier? Gets a grounder out to first base line. No redemption here. And that's 3 down. And so the end of the first comes with the Phantoms leading the Giants 3-1 here at Maddleton.
Without having to do it, right? Did you actually go?
Hey, Dad. Can I have some?
No, love.
Good call, Dad.
It's easier to say no when we all say no.
Making sure you are fueled and ready to go doesn't start on event day, but at least the night before. Aiming to eat a more carbohydrate-rich meal, which contains proteins and veggies, is a great start. Some fueling and delicious dinner ideas include stir-fry, homemade burgers with wedges, curries with rice, lasagna, baked chicken schnitzel with rice and salad, and if you're short on time, store-bought cooked chicken with pasta and salad is a great idea. Before bed, give your muscles one last chance to build their energy stores. Add in a healthy after-dinner sweet snack. Ideas such as granola, fruit and yogurt, pikelets, fruit and yogurt, or warm milk with pikelets are easy and simple.
We are now into the second here at Maddleton Park. Thanks for your company on this Sunday afternoon. Part of the Easter long weekend, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed the long weekend so far, wherever you may be, whether you've been heading anywhere across this great state, enjoying the best of our great state. Of course, one big part of it is the BWA State Little League All-Star Championship for 2026. And so far, it's been the Eastern Phantoms that have got the advantage in this, the first game of the national qualifier bracket, and also the first of the semi-finals of this very championship, with the winner to go through to the grand final on Monday. To get this one back underway. Wepner facing Westwood to start, and he gets him swinging. Oh, nice fastball straight down the middle. It's in the ideal area. Westwood gets a high skyer onto the roof of the canteen. So 0-2. Wepner facing Westwood. Westwood grounds this one straight back to Wepner. Easy throw to first. Thank you very much. Tilley making the play. Abel Tilley, rather. Abel Tilley and Ava Zurzolo in the side tonight, adding their valuable playmaking abilities to this very strong team. Westwood out. Henry Nichols is next up. Sinking low, ball one. Now remember, this, of course, is 6 innings, but unlike the first 2 games, no time limit necessary. This will go on until all 6 innings have been completed, unless the mercy rule is enacted. Now, the mercy rule, as David Hayes outlined to us before the event began, as follows. The leading margin must be 15 after 3 innings or 10 after 4. If the mercy rule is to be enacted, but it would seem unlikely that these 2 teams want that rule enacted. They want a close competitive game, and that's something I feel we could get tonight with these 2 teams. 2-1 the count. Inside corner. Gee, it was very close. Nichols just had to pull away in the batter's box for a moment. This time he gets him swinging. And Wepner wins that battle. 2 up, 2 down now, the Giants, through Wepner, just keeping the Phantoms honest. So Ari Kelly. Kelly has a swing, strike 1. An awkward drop there. That's a ball. Ooh, that must have clipped the elbow. And that will be an instant walk. But Kelly will shake off that pain and get on with the business. So there'll be a runner on first following that walk. Next up, it's going to be the number 5, Paddy Thomas. Paddy Thomas facing Wepner. It's high one above Thomas's strike zone. One and 0. Inside corner. 1-1 now. Gets a grounder down to first. And that will finish it off. Tilley sealing the play. And as we head to the bottom of the second, the Phantoms 3, Giants 1.
You want to make sure you head into your event with your muscles full of energy, but still feel comfortable. If you're still hungry, 1 to 2 hours prior to your event, a small snack will give your muscles a last-minute boost of energy. Easy fueling snack ideas include a piece of fruit like banana or fruit cups, crumpets with a small amount of honey, muesli bars, yogurt pouches, small flavoured milk, a piece of toast with your favourite toppings, or a homemade smoothie.
Bottom of the second here at Mandelton Park in the northern suburbs of Perth. Been a mixed day weather-wise. We've had some sunshine, a couple of overcast spells, but the sun is back out and good timing too. Bottom of the second as Herbert is facing Lachlan Kendall. Low sinker that first one. Kendall leading things off. We got him there. Kendall, Herbert rather thought about having a go at it, but decided, I'll just take the strike and see what happens next. Herbert swings and drives towards second. And a good catch there by Oliver Duck at second base. That's one down. Good composure there by Duck. That was a real sky up. He'd had to cope with the glare and the lights. Ethan Day takes the strike to start from Kendall. Plenty of atmosphere down here at Mandelton Park. Been a great long weekend of baseball here in the northern suburbs. Strike two. Fly ball down towards shortstop. And someone had to make a call for it. It was Rowland. And Rowland makes it 2 down with a runner on base. No runners on base. It's 2 up, 2 down. So 2 down. Capes is facing. High fast one there to start. Swung on a low one. Kendall delivers a beauty. Got Cape swinging. Now, can he do it once more? Can Capes get some contact on this next one? And that's a drop strike. Throw to first. Oh, dropped the ball. He dropped it. Wow, Kelly, that is a mistake that he'd want to put behind him very quickly. Well, that was a certain out off a drop strike. But by gee, suddenly the Giants are let off the hook. Abel Tilley is next up. What can Abel do to try and keep the Giants on the drive? Takes a called strike from that first pitch from Kendall. That's ball one. Levels up the count. One and one, two down. Runner on first. Strike two. And till he's gone. Kendall cleans out the second innings. And after two, it's the Phantoms leading the Giants 3-1.
Acing your recovery game is key for backing up your performance. Choose food and drinks that will provide you with the 4 R's of recovery. Refuel with carbohydrates to replace the energy you used up. Repair your muscles with protein and help reduce your risk of injury. Revitalise with fruit and vegetables to look after your immune system so you don't get sick. And rehydrate with water to replace the fluid lost in sweat.
Great to have your company here at Mandelton Park. We are at the top of the third. So we're heading towards the halfway stage of this great encounter we've got so far. It is the Wanneroo Giants and the Eastern Phantoms. First semi-final of the All-Star Little League State Championship. But of course, the first of the national qualifiers. That's the big one that everyone is after. Little League Championship is a great achievement, but the even bigger achievement is to have that opportunity to represent Australia in the Little League World Series forthcoming. Speaking of the Little League World Series, of course, that'll be taking place in August. Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Featuring international and regional winners from America. Ball one. Get things started. Of course, the pathway, the 2026 Australian Little League Championship. For those that win tonight's games, of course, they make the final of the state championship. Of course, they will take part in the Australian Little League Championship as the lead-off hitter in Carter Stingers cops a stinger from the starting pitcher in Cooper Webster. Just hitting the shoulder. And that'll be a walk to first. So the Australian Little League Championship will be going down on June 4th to the 10th, 2026. And that'll be at the Blacktown International Sports Park over in New South Wales, near the west of Sydney. And that should be a very exciting championship to see who will represent Australia in the World Series, Little League World Series in Pennsylvania in August. And for these youngsters, what an opportunity that will be, especially to go over to the States and come up against the best in the world. Duck there from Rowland, good duck. That one was going very high indeed. Beautiful ground ball to centre. Advancing his Stingers to second. And Rowland nabs himself a single. For the Phantoms, they're picking up where they've started from the first inning. Bit of tactic talk there between fact, a timeout will be called. Webner will continue on the mound. So with runners on first and second, this brings up McCoff for his next at-bat. Take there by Webner, off the ground ball. It's close, it's safe. A safe run to first from McCoff, and that will mean bases loaded. So now with bases loaded, this brings up Darley Brewis. Brewis skies one out to first base line, and that'll be a foul. Brewis this time grounds one to right field. There'll be runs here. Stingers scores. Rowland's going to score. They've got two more. And the Eastern Phantoms, they are on fire at the top of the third. It's a 5-1 scoreline. And they, at the moment, are playing very well indeed. Time has been called. The Giants coach having a chat to a couple of his players, and straight away they've sensed the issue and have made a pitching change. Webner has gone off, and we see Jesse Potts. He's on the mound. Jesse Potts on the mound for the first time in this match. So the situation is that there are runners on second and third. Brewis is on second. McCoff is in third. Kendall just practicing his swings to get in sync with the pitches that are going to be delivered by Potts. So Kendall now set to face. We hit that 3-run homer earlier. Can he repeat the dose? This time against Potts. And Bond just making sure that time is going to be chewed up a little bit, but tactics obviously a key in this game. You can sense something is going to happen when Kendall is at the plate. Low pitch, and are they going to take the risk? They decide no. We'll check swing. That did cross the plate, according to the umpire. The 1-1. Well, looks to go big. but missed the lot. One and two. Can Potts relinquish the Kendall threat? I don't think so. I don't think so. Kendall blasts one to right centre. And that did not go over the fence. And that will be a single, but an RBI single at that. And more runs batted in from McCoff and Brewis to make it a 7-1 scoreline. The Phantoms are dominant. Foul from Renwick right to the commentary box. Out toward left field, just ruled fair, more runs could come. A double for Renwick, and the Phantoms crowd really showing it. Four runs in this inning so far, 7-1. Duck with runners on first, with runners on second and third. Just setting one low there, ball one. Strike. One and one. Swing and a miss. One and two. That one just sinking low, and Kendall and Renwick decide to hold back. 2-2 the count. Ground ball, Potts fumbles. Kendall's going to go from third to home, but that's a ground to sacrifice Duck as he was making his way to first rather. As Kendall gets another one for the Phantoms. They are on a roll. We can make that 8-1 in the margin of 7. The 8-1 the score. And Duck is now back in the dugout. Oscar Archibald is next. Back underway now. Archibald facing. Swung in a high one. I think Archibald will be kicking himself over that one. That was a high one, maybe not worth swinging at. This time he doesn't. Lets that one go past the catcher. Renwick says, no, I'm not going to put myself in a dangerous position. One and one with one away. Renwick, the runner on base at third, 1-1. It's gone past and Bond able to trap it very well there, because if that went past, it certainly would not have been a good tail for the Wanneroo Giants. Two-1. Archibald fouls, and that comes off the pole of the commentary marquee. Five runs scored in this inning, 8-1. That one's gone past as well. And Renwick says, I'm going to play it safe again. He's not putting himself in a dangerous position. Three-2. Still with the one away. That's ball four. And there will be two runners on base now to continue the threat for the Eastern Phantoms. So Archibald's at first, Renwick's at third. And this will bring up Ashton Westwood. Leaned forward there, did Westwood. He did cross that halfway mark of the plate. To 0-1. Potts delivers the 0-1. Leaned forward again, did Westwood, but it was outside the zone. That one's gone past. Again, Renwick, is he going to go for it? He won't, but Archibald did. And that's another advanced base. 2-1 is the count. Two and one the count. In fact, 2-2. They just called it a strike. Two. Up the first base line, a foul. They're repeating the 2-2. Again, Renwick just holding himself back, and he's holding Archibald back in the same sense as well. So a 3-2 with one away. Gets a fair ball. It's grounded out towards the third baseline. Potts thought about going to third, but he's let Westwood occupy himself at first, so he gets a single. Bases are loaded. So a potential for more runs batted in. So Henry Nichols is now at the plate. Down the middle from Potts, strike one. 0-1. Nichols swings and misses. Had to step out of the box there. He's a bit annoyed with himself. All he has to do now is get that focus back. Potts is a pretty good pitcher, but he has been hit a couple of times. Got him looking. Potts left him in two minds. Potts gets a reprieve for Wanneroo. That's two down. There's still bases loaded. Ari Kelly. Down the middle this time, Kelly had a look, got called for it. That one just darting low. Swing and a high one. Thinking that one was going to sink low. It didn't. Held its line. Potts with a good fastball, kept it a lot higher. Can he do it one more time? Well, not on this one. It's an even count, 2-2. The 2-2, drifting wide. So now the full count, the pressure's on. And it's on both Kelly and Potts. Got him! Potts wins the battle. And it keeps runners stranded. And as we head to the bottom of the third, it's the Phantoms leading the Giants 8-1.
Without having to do it training, did you actually go?
Hey, Dad. Can I have some?
No, love. Good call, Dad.
It's easier to say no when we all say no.
Making sure you are fueled and ready to go doesn't start on event day, but at least the night before. Aiming to eat a more carbohydrate-rich meal, which contains proteins and veggies, is a great start. Some fueling and delicious dinner ideas include stir-fry, homemade burgers with wedges, curries with rice, lasagna, baked chicken schnitzel with rice and salad, and if you're short on time, store-bought cooked chicken with pasta and salad is a great idea. Before bed, give your muscles one last chance to build their energy stores. Add in a healthy after-dinner sweet snack. Ideas such as granola, fruit and yogurt, pikelets, fruit and yogurt, or warm milk with pikelets are easy and simple.
Bottom of the third here at Maddelton Park, home of the Wanneroo Giants. We must thank the Giants Baseball Club for putting this together and being the host venue of this tremendous championship. The Eastern Phantoms leading 8-1 if you're joining us for the first time. The other games that were played earlier, Southern Hills, they defeated Sun City. And the Southern Titans had a good win over Coastal Bay on the Mercy Rule. Those are the two winners for today. And coming up later is the Central Firebirds. They take on the Kareen Cats in the second of the semi-finals and the national qualifiers. Positional changes being made by the Phantoms coach at the present time. We see Kendall warming up on the mound. He's got Brewis for company as well. So leading things off is going to be Hunter Randall. So Randall will see if he can get things going for Wanneroo. They've struggled to get some big hits from the top of the order. They've left it all down to their bottom order, the likes of Japes, Tilly, and now Randall. And there's still 2 to go in Zozzolo and Craig Doana. Starts off with a strike. Randall up against Kendall. First couple of pitches are a bit of a mixed bag. Kendall. A bit high there, and well done to Randall for just swaying out of harm's way. 2-1. And this time he puts one in there. 2-2. It's a close one there, just outside. 3-2. And we'll repeat that. Foul ball behind the plate. Ground ball up the first base line. Kelly will make the play with a simple tap of the first base box. And so Ava Zozzolo is next. With 1 down, all bases empty. Ken Zozzolo, left-hander. Try and salvage this drive for the Giants. Goes for a big swing. It was noticeably higher, that first pitch, than what Zozzolo was anticipating. Strike 1. 8-1 is the scoreline. This time gets some contact, but it's right back to Kendall. And an easy throw to first makes that 2 up, 2 down. Next up is Craig Doana, who gets a strike first up with 2 down. All bases empty. Tough battle here. Kicking up a bit of dirt there. Craig Doana seeing them off very well. And that's strike number 2. This time, that is 3. Kendall cleans out the 3rd. And as we head to the 4th, the Phantoms retain an 8-1 lead.
Here's to generations of fearless, unstoppable.
Hit hard on the ground. From his knees, she is safe.
I can, and I will.
Good game for Monet.
and I am. Here's to the next generation. Find your league. Get in the game.
Starting your event hydrated is an important strategy to performing at your best. Drinking water is key. Being hydrated helps with your ability to move quickly and easily, your performance. It also helps with maintaining your concentration and coordination. If your urine is pale straw in colour and there is a large amount with no smell, you are hydrated and ready to perform at your best. If your urine is dark yellow in colour, strong smelling, and there is only a small amount, it is likely you are very dehydrated. It is important that you focus on sipping on water in the lead up to your event.
At the top of the fourth, here at Madalgin Park, the Phantoms with a healthy lead, 8-1. Here's the scoreline over the Wanneroo Giants. 7 runs is that cushion. But the Phantoms, they don't want to be content. They want to keep that foot on the throat. And some of the crowd dancing the YMCA. Marvellous atmosphere out here. Potts on the mound. Starts off with a ball for the leadoff hitter in Paddy Thomas. Strike one this time, inside corner. And again down the middle. Got him! Oh, Thomas sent packing by Jesse Potts, who's in the groove at the moment. A couple of strikeouts. Certainly has given him plenty of confidence. Carter Stingers is next. Now, he got an instant walk after getting hit by a wild pitch on the shoulder. I don't know. Half volley there from Potts this time. And Stingers knew that one was coming from a mile away. The 2-0. Just drifting wide. Strike. He's able to get one down the middle. Certainly spring him up a little bit. That'll be a walk. Ball 4 for the first runner on base in this one. And we go back to the top of the order. We see Nicholas Rowland stepping up. So Rowland facing Potts a third time. He's 2 for 2. 0-1 now. Potts delivers. Rowland gets a swing and out to second. What a tremendous catch by Burns. And even better, the double play on the 4-3. That will spark the Giants as we head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 8-1. The double play curtailing the Phantoms' threat.
My name's Derek Bird and I'm the Group General Manager for Harcher. Baseball WA and Harcher, that relationship began with myself being a baseballer and being very much a club person. My kids are club people, and they were just relationships that have been fostered over the last decade or so, and the opportunity arose to get involved with Baseball WA at a higher level, and we're using that as a vehicle to work back into the community through Clubland. So sponsorship is important to Harcher because of the staff we employ and the roles that they play in their own communities. We feel that this is a way that we can connect back with not only our staff but with our customers. Volunteer sports are generally run on the breadline, and they need support and they need some additional resource for them to be viable and for them to be successful, and we feel that we can play that role not only from a sponsorship point of view, but also a supply product point of view. The sporting club route is a really beneficial route for our business because we can touch so many parts of the role that they play. Most of their revenue is generated through the canteen and the bar and the kitchen. These sporting clubs are volunteer organisations. They need a little bit of help, and we can provide that.
Bottom of the fourth here at Maddelton Park as we get underway with Kendall facing Stanton once more. Stanton gets a called strike to get things started. Half volley. Just bouncing off the dirt there. Stanton says, no thank you. Stanton swings for the fences and misses. It's a 1-2 count. Stinger's seeing that one slip through the glove. As I thought to himself, where did that one go? 2-2. Kendall facing Stanton. A beautiful swing and drive out towards right centre, and it's gone over the fence. It's gone over the fence off the first bounce. He says, go for all of them. And the Giants get one back at the bottom of the fourth. And the Giants are delighted with that one. And isn't he pumped? Stanton gets the second run for Wanneroo. And that pulls the deficit back down to 6. There's still plenty of work to do. But that double play in that last half inning might have just sparked them up a little bit. Of course, in MLB, under the rules, if it does go over the wall or fence, it'd usually be a ground rule double. But in this one, if you go over the fence, whether it be one bounce or on the full, you're going to all four. We've seen that a couple of times over the long weekend of matches. And the Giants, they needed that one. The Phantoms got to find a way to try and answer that challenge, say, we're controlling this game. Because the Giants, if they get more runs here, control could be going the Giants' way. Still a long, long way to go. Bond swings and misses, strike one. Oh, got him looking. It was a tough one with a home plate umpire right on the spot. Bond skies one right out of there and just over the light tower. And these new lights illuminating very well tonight. Of course, we'll have full effect on them when we come to nightfall during the second match of the national qualifier portion. Bond, foul that one. That one didn't get past that circle. Two. Oh, this is a skier. And right over the hot dog barbecue. And that was a good hot dog for lunch, just quietly too. Can't go past a hot dog at the baseball, especially with barbecue sauce on it. And now Kendall's looking to put the sauce on this next pitch to just set the Giants back a little bit. Bond again skies a foul off the fence. And we'll repeat the 2-2. Got him looking. Bond with his hands out thinking, what was that one? But that one was right on the money. Kendall just getting it along the line, the bottom line of that zone. And next up, it's going to be Jess Potts. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool bat that he's got there. And the gloves, bringing plenty of colour to Maddelgin Park here this afternoon. Another good part about baseball, you get these funky coloured bats and the cool gloves as well. Absolutely brilliant. Potts, can he use that magic bat to really fire up the Giants? That is a drop strike because that was swung. And the catcher did drop it, but the home plate umpire, directly pointing at yours truly, made that a dropped first strike, so it's an 0-1. Oh, gee, that was close. He did check it, but made sure that it didn't cross halfway. The first plate umpire just conferring with the home plate umpire and making sure that that is no strike. It's 1-1. Still the one out. This time goes high. Mike Barr has again just made his way near the commentary marquee, getting some great shots of all the action of this championship. Ooh, that one just going to the inside corner, almost collecting Potts in the process. Kendall just throwing a couple of loose ones here, just got to time his release a bit better. Just looking at his ratio, 64 for 37 on the pitches to strikes ratio in comparison to Potts, 44 for 26 so far in this game. That one's high and walk to first, says the home plate umpire. Potts will go to first. And now, here comes Isaac Burns, who's next at bat. So Burns is facing Kendall with one down and a runner on first. Here we go. It's a quick throw out there. It's a bit high. 1-0 with one away. Again going high. Just trying to get up that zone. Well, the strike zone for Burns is a little lower than some other players. Because he can hit him when it's right down the middle, can Burns. Decides to have a look and gets pinged for it. 2-1. And we're just waiting for Potts to get the shoelaces tied up. You don't want to have any loose shoelaces when you're running from base to base. Then, in effect, you could lose your shoe. Certainly would not be a good sight at all. 2-1. Another good one from Kendall with plenty of sauce on it. And it evens up the count 2-2. The Phantoms looking good. They did have a run scored against them at the top of the fourth. Here comes Potts. He's going to make the charge off the wild pitch, and he will get to second. Three-two. That's going to be 4. Walk to first. Isaac Burns. So there's now runners on first and second. And the Phantoms coach has called time. He's sensing a danger. He's thinking ahead. Here's the Phantoms coach. Having a talk with Kendall, thinking what move he's going to make next. Very analytical player is Lachlan Kendall. Hope there was no flies around in that one. Kendall getting a bit of encouragement from his coach to get himself back in the groove. We're underway once more. Strike one. Gee, that was a little bit high. Not higher than what we usually get, but gee, that one was interesting. Nonetheless, it's 0 for 1. 0-1 with one away. 8-2 the score. Gee, that one was very low. Here comes Potts and Burns. They're going to advance a base. They slide into third just before the throw went over the plate. Potts was safe by a mile. So now there's runners on second and third. The Giants aim to get a few back now and keep themselves in touch. Giants there just making sure that the plate is in position. Not uncommon amongst the teams, especially if it's safe for the players. Swing and a miss for Webner. Strike 2. One and 2. Got him looking. Kendall back in the groove. He strikes out his Wanneroo Giants counterpart. And that leaves them 2 down with 2 runners on base. Here comes Zach Herbert. Herbert, sheer focus, knows what the task is ahead of him. Can the left-hander send his 2 runners home in Potts and Burns? Herbert gets a grounder there, doesn't go past the circle. And no call can be made. Owen won the count. Thick edge behind the plate and a foul. So now he's in the hole at 0-2. Pressure is on. Herbert grounds this one up the first baseline, but a foul. Crowd really getting into this one. The Giants, of course, have that little extra advantage of playing on their home turf. But at the moment, the scoreboard certainly showing that the Phantoms have thrown that out the window. That's a half volley. Runners thinking about advancing, but decide against. First spot in Monday's grand final up for grabs. And a bigger prize is a spot in the Australian Little League Championship. That'll go down in June, just after the WA Day long weekend in Blacktown in New South Wales, as Herbert again fouls this one almost like he was playing a cover drive in cricket. Certainly looked like it. That might have got an edge to the gully. It would have gone over the head of gully in 4. This is a different code. 1 and 2. Kendall with a skyer. Up towards deep right field. He's dropped the catch. And that's going to allow the 2 runners in Potts and Burns to score. And a triple for Herbert. What a big play there for Wanneroo. They've cut the deficit in half. But gee, Archibald, he was in prime position, would have made the catch, but just let that one slip. And they're still on 2 outs as a result. That could have cleaned out the innings. So now the Giants have cut that deficit in half. It's an 8-4 scoreline. 8-4, still 2 outs. Grounder out towards third baseline. Another run's coming. And another run is scored. No, there isn't. It was a foul. Oh, how unlucky can you get sometimes? Oh, the ball just rolled and rolled and rolled and went to the foul line and said, nope, you're not having it. Ethan Day, bit unlucky. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Pollard needs this one to try and stifle the threat by the Giants. Scored the last 3 runs. That certainly won't help the cause. Herbert's charging home. He's got it. That's number 5 for Wanneroo. They've cut the deficit to 3. And they've managed to clear out the bases and get runs to all 3 runners on base at the time. What a turnaround for Wanneroo. They were 8-1 behind early on in the piece. But now they are within 3. They will have 2 innings left after this one. So it's going to be on for young and old, this clash. The spot in the National Championship up for grabs. That's a fly ball down to centre. They need this one, and they get it. Going back from second is Duck, making the catch. That ends 4. We've got 2 left. It's 8-5, the Phantoms lead.
You want to make sure you head into your event with your muscles full of energy, but still feel comfortable. If you're still hungry, 1 to 2 hours prior to your event, a small snack will give your muscles a last-minute boost of energy. Easy fueling snack ideas include a piece of fruit like banana or fruit cups, crumpets with a small amount of honey, muesli bars, yogurt pouches, small flavoured milk, a piece of toast with your favourite toppings, or a homemade smoothie.
Top of the 5th here at Mandelton Park. We have got a game on our hands now. 8-5 is the scoreline. Eastern Phantoms lead the Wanneroo Giants. They led 8-1 in the early stages of the game, but the Giants cut that by adding 4 runs in the last 2 innings. They have been nothing short of brilliant in the last couple of innings. The Phantoms, they've struggled to get hits after the 3rd, but now's the time to put the head down and get to work. Try and answer this giant-sized challenge from the black and orange. Critical stage in this game, no doubt about that. Under the lights. The home plate umpire just having a bit of a laugh with the folks playing the music. down there. We love a bit of friendly banter here at Madalgin Park. Potts still on the mound. So leading things off is going to be number 11 in Jack McCoff, facing Potts. Sinking low there, 4-1. Pressure's certainly on. McCoff swings on a low one. He was thinking that it was going to hold its line and remain waist high, but it didn't. Potts really trying to outthink McCoff here. It's a low one there, just catching the chest guard of the catcher there in Bond. 2-1. Drifting wide. Trying to curve that one. The breeze certainly playing a factor at this time. McCoff gets a swing. Down to second. And the throw to first. Nice and easy from Burns. Makes the play, one down with all bases empty. Pressure certainly on for the Phantoms now with Darley Brewis stepping up to the plate. He knows now that it's a critical time in this game. 2 innings left, and they really need to get those runs ticking. They need those hits from the top of the order. McCoff has failed to fire. Rowland failed to fire in his last at-bat. It's up to Brewis, Kendall and Renwick. Try and keep the drive alive for the Phantoms. 2 balls there as the breeze starts to pick up again. Brewis, missed timing, a pop fly out to first and a great catch by Tilly. At full stretch to her right. And Tilly with the peace sign there. There's a nice little celebration. Happy with the work that the team is putting in. Kendall, the battle recommences. If you remember earlier, he sparked the Phantoms with a 3-run homer at the start of the game. Decides to let that one pass by and take the strike. The Phantoms staring down the barrel of a 3-up, 3-down, and it's staring them in the face. Potts for the 0-1. Ooh, we got a very, very thin edge on that one. Foul behind home plate. 0-2, 2 away. All bases empty. Potts will want to deliver this vital blow against the Phantoms' best. He grounds that one straight back to Potts. Throw to first, and that's a 3-up, 3-down. They're still in touch, the Giants. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Phantoms 8, Giants 5.
Acing your recovery game is key for backing up your performance. Choose food and drinks that will provide you with the 4 R's of recovery. Refuel with carbohydrates to replace the energy you used up. Repair your muscles with protein and help reduce your risk of injury. Revitalise with fruit and vegetables to look after your immune system so you don't get sick. And rehydrate with water to replace the fluid lost in sweat.
here at Maddelton Park, and what a game we have got here. And we've got a change in pitcher. So Kendall is done for the night. 4 completed innings, 6 strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed, but 5 runs. So they're sensing the change, or are they? We see Kendall on the mound. Brewis is also throwing. What are they going to do? They're keeping everybody guessing. And it is going to be Brewis after all. So there is a change in pitcher enacted by the Phantoms coach. The question of, is that a good call, will be answered in this next half inning. Capes leading it off. Receiving the ball to start proceedings. Strike. Good response from Brewis. Ooh, almost collected Capes. Well, it did. Almost whizzed past his head, but it got him in the hand. Well, luckily for him, it was the hand where his glove is. But he's all right, and he'll get on with business. He's occupied at first now. Abel Tilley is next. Tilley, with a runner on first, gets the signal from his coach. Now, I've covered a lot of sport in my time. Baseball has the code with the weirdest coaching signals. And I'm not just referencing the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns was a manager of a baseball team. But those signals are very effective. Well, that came off the catcher's helmet. Chance now for Capes to steal second, and he does. (8-5) the score. Phantoms have not scored since the top of the third. Up the first baseline, that's a foul. No time limit in these games. Because it does go to 6 innings, and we're certainly not going to have a mercy rule enacted. But if it is all square after 6, we have one more, and Tilley almost got collected on the lower back there, sort of similar to Capes when he got struck on the hand. Tilley grounding a foul behind home plate once more. Don't forget, coming up a little later, it's the second of the semi-finals and also the second of the national qualifiers, Central Firebirds and Kareen Cats doing battle. 2-2. Tilley times a grounder down towards shortstop. Throw to first is magnificent, but maybe that could have been handled a little better if that was a double play. Maybe the throw to the third would have been a better option, because that would have prevented the leading runner from having a chance at scoring, and they would have had the leading runner back at first. So it's a good out to have, but maybe the direction of it could have been better. But they do have one out. They could have a chance to strand Capes short of charging to home. Strike one. With Hunter Randall facing the next, and he takes the strike. Runner on third. Grounded to second. Gone at first. But Capes will score. And it's now a 2-run game. 2-run game with 2 outs. It's certainly going down to the 6th. And the Phantoms are feeling the heat. You would suggest that the momentum is with the Giants. Well, the fact that they've scored 5 runs after the third, the Phantoms none. And sometimes it is a game of momentum, whether it be Little League or State League here in WA. Zuzzolo gets a high one to start. Brewis is not going to make it easy for Zuzzolo this evening. Curving back into the zone. Strike one. Zuzzolo with a line drive. That's a cracking drive by Zuzzolo, brilliantly placed along the third baseline. Extra bases incoming. Zuzzolo gets a double. That was brilliantly placed. Well directed onto the third baseline, getting past Kendall at third. And a well-timed double, and one in the context of this game could be highly valuable. Brewers talking to Kelly from first base and Kendall from third. Tactics becoming oh so important now. 2 outs. Craig Doerner. That's a fly ball down to right. Renwick needs to hang on to it, and he does. We're going down to the last. It's a 2-run game. The Phantoms lead 8-6 over the Giants.
Here's to generations of fearless, unstoppable.
Hit hard on the ground. From his knees, she is safe.
I can, and I will.
Good game for Monet Davis.
And I am. Here's to the next generation. Find your league. Get in the game.
Starting your event hydrated is an important strategy to performing at your best. Drinking water is key. Being hydrated helps with your ability to move quickly and easily, your performance. It also helps with maintaining your concentration and coordination. If your urine is pale straw in colour and there is a large amount with no smell, you are hydrated and ready to perform at your best. If your urine is dark yellow in colour, strong smelling, and there is only a small amount, it is likely you are very dehydrated. It is important that you focus on sipping on water in the lead up to your event.
Welcome back to Madelgin Park. We're down to the 6th. This is the final inning of the game. And the Phantoms, they have got their backs to the wall. They do lead 8-6, but they have not scored since the 3rd. And if they don't get a run on the board, one would sense that the Giants are in a position to walk it off. But the Phantoms, they know that that lead is certainly slipping. They need some runs on the board to try and build back that cushion that they had at the start. Potts is still on the mound. Ooh, and that was a nice little click there on the back for the leadoff hitter in Renwick. And that'll be an instant walk to first. So is the revival starting now? Is that little fight back from the Giants challenge starting now? Well, still a lot to develop. So a runner occupying first. Renwick is there after getting a bit of a clip on the back. He's facing duck and just having a look at where he's meant to be positioned. Good start for Potts, strike one. Potts pretty good on the pitches to strikes ratio, 57 for 33 up to this point in time. Just dipping low there, ball one. The 1-1. Again, it's a low one. Here comes Renwick to charge to second. Renwick making the steal. It's a 2-1 count. The Phantoms contingent on the fence, right beside our cameraman. Certainly making the noise. They're adding the atmosphere down there at centre field. It's magnificent out here at Madelgin Park. Adding to the stakes of this championship semi-final matchup in the qualifier the Australian Little League Championship taking place in Blacktown in Sydney in June. We're setting up for a bunt there. It was pretty high. Here comes another base steal from Renwick. Safe at third now. 3-1 is the count. Two and one, 3-1. Duck grounds this one. They need to throw to home. They do. Out. That's the way from the Giants. Capes knew he had to throw the leading runner at home to prevent a further score. Renwick had no option but to charge to home plate and look for a score. The big slide, not enough. And the tag made by Bond on the front leg. And that's one down. Meanwhile, Duck is at first. Archibald. Just drifting outside. The teams, as we speak, warming up for the second game of the National Qualifiers portion. Green Cats and the Central Firebirds. That'll be coming your way very shortly here at Maddleton Park, the final game of the day. And what a game that one is going to be. The winner taking that ticket to the national title and a spot in tomorrow's grand final. Strike one. It's a wonderful atmosphere down here at Maddleton Park. Again, he puts one in the middle. Potts, couple of balls to start. Now he's really gotten going. Oh, that one just drifting to the left. Full count. Grounded out towards second. The throw to second is good. And timed it too late for the double play, but they get one out nonetheless. They were able to get that lead-off run up short of his ground at second. And there'll only be a runner at first, so not a bad outcome after all. The Phantoms, they'll certainly have to rely on their clutch pitching and fielding to hang on to this lead if they're not able to get a further score in this, the top of the sixth. That one's drifting low. Archibald going to steal second. 1-0. Taken towards shortstop. Throw to first is good. Great throw there by Stanton, and that keeps the Giants in with a chance. They lead, they trail 8-6. The Phantoms, they're going to have to pitch like they've never pitched before.
My name's Derek Bird and I'm the Group General Manager for Harcher. Baseball WA and Harcher, that relationship began with myself being a baseballer and being very much a club person. My kids are club people, and they were just relationships that have been fostered over the last decade or so, and the opportunity arose to get involved with Baseball WA at a higher level, and we're using that as a vehicle to work back into the community through Clubland. So sponsorship is important to Harcher because of the staff we employ and the roles that they play in their own communities. We feel that this is a way that we can connect back with not only our staff but with our customers. Volunteer sports are generally run on the breadline, and they need support and they need some additional resource for them to be viable and for them to be successful, and we feel that we can play that role not only from a sponsorship point of view but also a supply product point of view. The sporting club route is a really beneficial route for our...
Here we go. Bottom of the 6th, the final chance for the Giants, but also the final chance for the Phantoms. A spot in the National Championship is on the line. And also a spot in tomorrow's grand final. Brewis is there on the mound. Stanton gets a drive to third. They need this one, the Phantoms. That's out. That's one. 2 more, and the Phantoms will hang on. Clutch pitching and clutch fielding will certainly be the key. With Stanton short of his ground, Oliver Bond will be next. See if he can get some drive for the Giants to pinch the game. Getting plenty of cheers from their senior counterparts. Crossing the halfway mark, strike 1. Brewis putting a bit of extra sauce on that fastball. Can he do it again? Well, that's a skyer. Right out of there. Brewis, can he pitch the Phantoms to the grand final and the national championship? That one just dipping low and into the dirt. Ball 1. Ooh, and that one was a high toss. Bond just leaving that one to go by just swaying his head. Good head on his shoulders. Oliver Bond. 2-2. Bond drives that one to second. Great take from Duck. Throw to first is brilliant. Well, it's moments like that that can spark your side. Duck diving to his left, taking that hard hit from Bond. That line drive towards second. And now the Phantoms are 1 out away from taking the victory. And now the whole game rests on the shoulders of Jesse Potts. And his pitching in the last 2 innings has kept the Giants in touch. But will that magic bat of his keep the Giants in the fight? Thick edge. And a foul behind the plate. 0-1. Potts, line drive to third. It's ruled fair, and he'll get a single. There's still a glimmer of hope for Wanneroo. You could sense that the Giants still have a chance. It is a tall task, 2 outs, 2 down. Burns. Facing Drewis. Gets a called strike. A great contingent of Phantoms fans, family and friends, representing the Phantoms out here tonight as well. To cheer on their team. Possibly towards a spot in the grand final. 8-6, the 1-1. Grounded towards second. The runner at first was too far behind. The runner at first, I thought, was too far behind the ball. And the runner at second, Potts, is safe. Oh, my goodness me. And the runner at first there, Kelly, could have stayed tight close to the plate there. But had to run forward, look for that take, and try and tag the plate himself, which was the right thing to do, but missing that ball, could have pulled himself back to the plate. Webner, who started the game on the mound, could he have the final say? Decides to have a look, take the strike, and focus on the next. 2 runners on base. If they get all 3 in, they walk it off. Swing and a miss. 0-2, he's in the hole. Brewis, if he strikes him out, the Phantoms win. The 0-2. Grounded to second. Brewers fumbles. They need to throw to first. They don't. The throw's gone wide. Potts will score. It's a one-run game. Oh my goodness gracious me. This game has gone up a notch. Runners on first and third. Phantoms coach has called an immediate timeout. Gee, what a moment of luck for Wanneroo, but luck ain't even luck if you don't make your own breaks. Here's the Phantoms' chances flashing before their eyes. But do they have one final play in them to stifle the Giants out of a chance of tying or winning this game? Because remember, if it's a tie, we go to extras. We have one more. But if the Giants walk it off, they go to the grand final. The Phantoms need to get that third out to pinch that ticket. It's about 6 minutes to 6 o'clock. But could the sun set on one of these teams? It could all rest on this one play. Drewis to Herbert. That's a bit high. Well done by Herbert, and he's got to be composed and focused. So is Brewis on the mound. 1-0. Grounded to first. And foul going past the first baseline. Firebirds and Cats still to come. Who knows, it could be a close one like this one. 1-1. That's high. 2-1. Herbert facing the 2-1. Brewis. He delivers. Beautiful hit to second. Well taken by Duck. Throw to second. And the Phantoms, they've done it. The Eastern Phantoms are through to Monday's grand final, but more importantly, they're going to Sydney in June. But by golly, they had to fight for their lives. In the last 3 innings, they led 8-1 after 3. The Giants came back strongly, and they had to rely on their clutch fielding and pitching to hang on in a one-run classic. Sometimes it is unfortunate that there's got to be a winner and a loser in this game, but both sides deserve to be winners tonight. The Giants were brilliant in the last 3, but the first 3 belonged to the Phantoms, and in the end, that was enough for them to win by 1 run. 8-7 in 6, and the Phantoms will be going through to Monday's grand final. But they, of course, they're heading to Sydney in June for the National Championship and the opportunity to play in the Little League World Series in Pennsylvania in August. What a game! And if that game's anything to go by, dare I say it, the Firebirds versus Cats will be quite a hard act to follow. That game's coming up in about half an hour's time. So stay tuned on the Baseball WA YouTube channel for what should be another exciting contest to conclude an exciting day of baseball coverage. Stick around for that one in half an hour. We'll see you shortly.